Franklin Field, where powerful Pennsylvania, paced by fullback Ray Dooney and Chuck Bednarik, add victory number 11 to their unbeaten streak. Keep your eye on fullback Ray Dooney as he blasts through Princeton's line. Again it's Dooney, but this time it's a jump pass to Rhodes. This time it's going to be a fast play to the left. Watch Pennsylvania's Bagnell as he streaks down to the 3-yard line. Penn's power pays off as Ray Dooney crashes over for the Quakers' first score. And now here's a block kick. Bernie Lamonic blocks McCormick's kick. 2 Penn linemen race for the ball, but it's out of the end zone for a safety and 2 points. In the second half, Princeton on the offensive. The Tigers are going to take to the air. Watch for Bednarik, number 60, as he intercepts the ball to spark another Pennsylvania touchdown drive. Behind a magnificent line charge, Ray Dooney powers through Princeton's forward wall for 11 yards. Crossing up the defense, the Quakers go to the air. Bagnell pitches a perfect strike to Bob Sponogle to pave the way for Penn's second score. Here's precision passing at its best. Al Sika fires a touchdown aerial to Lou Roberts in the end zone, and it's Quakers 16, Tigers nothing. Princeton momentarily explodes. Powers crashes through into the Penn secondary for 14 yards. Tigers go to the air in an attempt to get back in the game. Eastham is the passer. The ball's intercepted by Tokarczyk of Penn, who halts Princeton's drive. Penn pulls the jump pass again, complete. Dooney to Rhodes. On the first play of the final period, Dooney spins nicely into the line for 8 yards as Pennsylvania heads goalward. Here's the same play again, and when they finally drop Dooney, he's only 3 yards from a touchdown. Edenborn powers over, and Pennsylvania takes a commanding 22-0 lead. Princeton fights back gamely. Watch the big hole open up in the Penn line as Powers breaks into the clear for 13 yards. Princeton is forced to kick, and Pennsylvania's fast-charging, powerful forward wall lives up to all advance notices. Schwader, leading the charge, blocks the kick. Kaufman falls on it in the end zone for Pennsylvania's final score. In the closing minutes of the fourth quarter, the Tigers go all out. Powers bucks into the line for a first down. From single wing right, Liebert, Princeton's ace passer, takes aim and fires a perfect toss to Cliff Couris, and the rangy end, aided by a timely block, completes a 61-yard touchdown play. But it's Pennsylvania's ball game, 29-7, as the Ivy League champions rack up victory from defeat in the last 32 seconds of the game. On Pennsylvania's first play from scrimmage, the Quakers pass from their own 19-yard line. It's complete. Sika to Falcone, and a wide-open game is in the making. Now it's Columbia on the move. Gene Mercedes, playing brilliantly, gets off a pass to Cusserow, and it's complete. From the 9-yard line, Cusserow takes the pitch out from Mercedes and is forced out of bounds on the Quaker 4. Here's the touchdown pass. Gene Mercedes sets a new Columbia scoring record as he completes his 25th touchdown aerial, this one to Bill Olson for Columbia's first score, and they lead 7-0. In the second quarter, Columbia strikes again. The brilliant running of Olson pays off as the speedy ball carrier skirts left end. Watch him go. He's finally trapped on the Penn 30 by Chuck Bednarik. Columbia's air attack is functioning perfectly. Mercedes back to pass. Cicero has it, and he's on his way for another score as Columbia surprises mighty Penn and leads 14-0. Pennsylvania starts an offensive drive. Al Sika throws a pass over the middle, complete to Sponagle. Here's the play that sets up Penn's first touchdown. Sika throws a long aerial, and it's taken by Wetlaufer, who's down immediately. From the 8-yard line, keep your eye on Dooney as he spins into the line and blasts over to make the score 14-7. In the closing minutes of the first half, Penn puts on another drive. Al Sika in the passing role pitches a flat pass out to Tallarico, who cuts over the midfield stripe and down to the Columbia 35. Penn takes to the air again as Sika heaves goalward. But into the picture steps Rosides to intercept for Columbia, and the score is Columbia 14, Penn 7 at halftime. In the third quarter, Penn fighting desperately to get back in the game. Bagnell pitching for Penn. Downfield, Bill Rhodes snares it on the Columbia 17. Back to pass goes Bagnell again. He heaves toward the end zone, but Columbia's alert defense intercepts to stave off another Pennsylvania march. Early in the fourth quarter, a Columbia kick is blocked by Lou Roberts. Bednarik scoops it up for a Penn score, making the first touchdown of his college career, and overjoyed, he throws the ball into the stands, but Columbia still leads 14-13. In the waning minutes of the game, the excitement is tense. On a pitch out from Falcone, Bagnell rounds Columbia's end and gets to the Penn 47. Bill Rhodes, flashy sophomore tailback, takes over and streaks around left end down to the Columbia 38. Here's a reverse pass in the making. Bagnell heaves goalward to Lou Roberts. Interference is called on the play, and Penn takes over on the 2-yard line. Time is running out in the game, and after a 15-yard penalty, Penn continues to drive as Bagnell completes a short pass to Falcone, who's dropped on the Columbia 9. In the excitement, the crowd surges to the sidelines. Bagnell back to pass. He can't find a receiver, so he runs with the ball, and they finally force him out of bounds on the 3. With only 32 seconds left to play, Bagnell calmly throws the winning touchdown to Sponagle, and the Pennsylvania team comes from behind to win 20-14 as 35,000 spectators and the Penn players go wild. To Franklin Field, where unbeaten Army comes from behind in the last 32 seconds. Here's in a thriller. In the first, covering an Army fumble, Penn drives goalward. Bill Rhodes on a reverse is knocked out on the Army 6. Penn's pile-driving fullback, Ray Dooney, blasts his way to the 3-yard mark. On a perfectly executed jump pass, Dooney to Sponagle. Penn takes an early lead, 7-0. Army comes right back with a roar. Galiffa rifles a pass to Dave Parrish. Good for a 22-yard gain. Watch the smooth ball handling, and the linemen lead the play as Bobby Jack Stewart makes a nice gain. Keep your eye on Scott running to the left. He cuts downfield. Heads for the sidelines, and he's on his way for a 48-yard touchdown sprint to tie up the game, 7-7. Early in the second quarter, Army fumbles deep in their own territory, and Don DeTore recovers for Pennsylvania on the 1-foot line. On the next play, through the eyes of Philco's slow-motion camera, we see Ray Dooney blast over as Penn again takes the lead, 14-7. Chuck Bednarik kicks off for Penn. He boots a high end-over-end kick, and it's taken by Bobby Stewart, 3 yards back of his goal line. Watch Galiffa leading Stewart make a perfect block. And now Stewart goes 103 yards. The Cadets score again, but Army trails 14-13 at the half. In the third period, Army's running attack starts to click. Bill Stevenson racks up 16 yards. Again, it's Stevenson carrying, and he bolts through the middle of the Penn line as Army continues to drive. DeLiffa, selecting his plays well, fades back to pass. It's a bullseye to Jack Trent, and Army is down to the Penn 20. Bobby Stewart is on the move again, off the right side of his line, finally forced out on the Quaker 6. Again, in slow motion, Philco shows you Army's smooth and powerful ground attack, as Stewart, with good blocking, scores for the Cadets to make it Army 19, Penn 14. The Quakers rebound in this thrill-packed game. Charlie Albertus completes an aerial to Harry Wetlaufer. Late in the fourth quarter, the Quakers explode as Ray Dooney blasts off tackle, shakes himself free, and he's off on a 47-yard scoring sprint to put Penn in the lead 20-19. Desperate, Army surprises the Quakers with a southpaw passer, Frank Michel, who gets off a running pass to Jack Trent, who's downed on the Penn 49. The Army aerial attack pays off once more. With plenty of time to spot his receiver, DeLiffa throws to Trent over on the sideline, and the ball is on the Penn 16. And now, in slow motion, and with 32 seconds to go, Army's Arnold DeLiffa, again with perfect protection, calmly spots his man, and the game-winning touchdown aerial is on its way. Jack Trent takes it at the goal as Army marches on to beat Pennsylvania 26-4 for a giving day. Early in the first quarter, Cornell is driving hard. Frank Miller cuts off the left side of his line into the Penn secondary. He fumbles. Bradley recovers for Cornell. Now Philco's slow motion camera shows you Cornell's first score. Bobby Dean cuts between end and tackle for the tally, and Cornell goes out in front 7-0. Penn rebounds. Ray Dooney blasts through the Cornell line for 17 yards. Watch this reverse play coming toward you. Reds Bagnell hands the ball to Bill Rhodes as the Quakers move downfield. Penn goes to the air. Bagnell is back to pass. He lets it go. Falcone makes a great catch on the Cornell 15. Now keep your eye on fullback Ray Dooney. It's a perfect jump pass, complete to Bob Sponogle, and the Quakers are ready to score. From the 6-yard line, it's that same jump pass. Dooney goes up in the air. Bob Sponogle snares it in the end zone, and the game is all tied up, 7-7. Late in the first quarter, Penn's Reds Bagnell continues the aerial attack. He heaves one downfield, but it's intercepted by Jim Smith, which cuts off this Quaker threat. Now Cornell has the ball. Watch the line blocking as Frank Miller slices through Penn's forward wall for 14 yards. Here's deception for you. Miller gives it to Paul Girolamo on a beautiful, wide, deep reverse play, and the fleet Cornell back skirts left end and goes down to the Penn 45. The attack continues. Lynn Dorsett on a delayed buck hands the ball off to Bobby Dean, and he cracks the center of the Penn line for 11 more yards. Here's the touchdown play. Dorsett fading back, looking for a receiver. He spots his man and lets it go. John Rogers will take it on the 12, and it's touchdown Cornell to make the score 14-7 at the end of the first quarter. Now it's Penn's ball. Bill Rhodes fumbles. Russell Shue snags the pigskin in midair, and he's off on a 39-yard sprint down the sideline for a touchdown. And Cornell goes out in front, 20-7. Moments later, Penn comes right back. Ray Dooney finds a big hole in the Cornell line, and the pile-driving fullback goes to the Cornell 12. From 8 yards out, Bagnell is back to pass. He heaves it, and down on the goal line, Carmen Falcone makes a grandstand catch to put Penn back in the game. But Cornell still leads 20-14. Bagnell goes back to pass again. This time his receivers are covered, so Bagnell elects to run. He's finally dropped after a 21-yard gain, and the half ends with Cornell leading 20-14. In the third quarter, Penn is driving goalward. Ray Dooney sparks the attack and picks up 13 yards. From single wing left, Bagnell gets set to pass. It's complete to Bill Rhodes for a 30-yard gain. Now in slow motion, the attack continues as Ray Dooney, on a fake buck lateral, powers through to Cornell's 23-yard line. Quakers are forced to go to the air in quest of the score. Reds Bagnell, running to his right, fires one downfield. It's tipped by Spinagle, and Hillary Chalet makes the all-important interception for Cornell. In the fourth quarter, Cornell is on the move again. Frank Miller, running to his left, passes to the goal. Walter Buska's on the receiving end, but he's out of bounds by inches, and the play is called back. On the next play, Cornell is set for a field goal, and although Penn is offside, Bobby Dean boots a perfect placement as Cornell wins this traditional classic 23-14. And now we take you to Palmer Stadium in Princeton, where Pennsylvania won its second Ivy League victory by defeating Princeton in a very tight game. First quarter, Princeton's ball. Taking beautifully, Dick Kazmaier completes a pass to Ed Reed on the Penn 44-yard line. Watch this touchdown play. It's going to be a buck lateral. Chandler laterals out to Dick Kazmaier. Doolin throws a key block, and Kazmaier sprints 44 yards for the first score of the game to make it Princeton 6, Penn nothing. Here's the try for that all-important extra point. It failed and provided Penn's margin of victory. The ball gets away from Cliff Couris, and Frank Rochelle has no chance to make the kick, so the score remains Princeton 6, Penn nothing. Later in the first quarter, Princeton is forced to kick. Kazmaier gets off a big, high boot. It's taken by Reds Bagnell on the Penn 44, and he reels off a 21-yard return. From Penn's single wing to the right, Bagnell drops back to pass for the Quakers. It's a screen pass to Ray Dooney, and the stocky fullback carries it to the 38. In slow motion, Penn attempts a touchdown aerial. It's a reverse pass. Bagnell heaves downfield. The ball is intercepted out of the end zone, and the play is nullified. On the next play, it's a Penn touchdown for sure. Bagnell is the passer, and he gets it away. On the receiving end is Harry Wetlaufer. Watch the catch. Wetlaufer has it, and Penn leads 7-6. Later in the first quarter, Princeton attempts to spring Dick Kazmaier loose again. On the 32-yard line, Schwader of Penn hits him. He fumbles, Bill Paff recovers, and Pennsylvania gets one of the breaks of the game. Now Penn starts a sustained drive to the goal. Dooney powers his way through the Princeton forward wall down to the 21. More Penn power. Dooney crashes the line, and they pile him up on the 17 as the first quarter ends. Here's a deceptive play. Dooney heads for the line and then throws a jump pass complete to Harry Wetlaufer, and the ball is on the Tiger 5. In the tailback position, Bob Duber gets the call, and he slices off tackle and moves down to the Princeton 2-yard line to set up the scoring play. Penn's touchdown march is climaxed as Ray Dooney hurdles over to make the score Penn 13, Princeton 6. The educated toe of Herb Agox makes good the try for the extra point. The ball sails between the uprights, and Penn leads 14-6. As the half ends, Penn is deep in their own territory. It's a fake quick kick. Bob Duber breaks through the Princeton. He's finally pulled George Sella of Princeton. Halftime score, Penn 14, Princeton 6. And he makes good in a big way. This sophomore halfback is very fast, and he eludes would-be tacklers and heads downfield on a 55-yard touchdown gallop to put Princeton back in the game. The score now stands Penn 14, Princeton 12. In the final minutes of the game, Princeton is driving hard to pull the upset. Kazmaier completes a pass to John Bunnell on the Penn 47. Kazmaier continues his aerial operations for the Tigers. This play ends Princeton's effort to win the game. Kazmaier gets it away, but on the 24, Alan Power intercepts for Penn, and the Quakers score their second victory by winning a close decision with Princeton. And now we take you to Palmer Stadium in Princeton, where Pennsylvania won its second undefeated as they rack up their third Ivy League victory by defeating a game Columbia team. First quarter, Columbia's ball. Captain Van Bellingham picks up 5 yards as the Lions try to get going. Next play, the Lions are stopped cold at the line of scrimmage by Penn's Bob Graham. It's fourth down now, and the Lions are forced to kick. Gets set for the fireworks. On the Penn 46, Bob Duber takes the pigskin, and here's one of the best runs we've seen in football this year. Duber eludes tackler after tackler and streaks 54 yards for Pennsylvania's first touchdown, and they lead 6-0. Here's the try for the point. Herb Aycox boots a perfect placement, and Penn leads at the end of the first quarter, 7-0. Midway in the second period, Bagnell goes back to pass for Pennsylvania. He gets off a long aerial, complete to Bill Rhodes for what appears to be a touchdown, but a penalty nullifies this perfectly timed pass play. Later in the period, attempts another pass. This time, Bagnell's pass is intercepted by Emil Chakey of Columbia, who makes an 18-yard return to highlight the action as the first half comes to an end with Penn in the lead, 7-0. In the third quarter, Columbia is in kick formation. From the right end position, Herb Aycox rushes in and blocks the kick. Harry Wetlaufer recovers for Penn on the Columbia 14. From the tailback position, Bob Duber crashes off left tackle down to the Columbia 5. But the Lions hold and take over at this point. On the next play, Columbia kicks out of danger. Tony Michaud, a left-footed kicker, gets off a long, high boot. Bagnell gathers it in and returns it to the Columbia 31. Duber, running to his right, stops and heaves goalward. Lou Roberts takes it right on the goal line and steps into the end zone to make it Penn 14, Columbia nothing. Later in the third period, Penn's Ray Dooney gets off a kick. Kuffel takes it and gives it off to Frank Toner, who sidesteps his way upfield to the Penn 42. Now Columbia starts to drive. Henson batters his way through the line for a 5-yard gain. The Lions go to the air. Bob Russell drops back to pass. He gets it away, but on the Penn 44, Reds Bagnell intercepts, and here's another sensational run in this thrill-packed game. Bagnell reels off 60 yards to the Columbia goal, and the Quakers lead 20-0. Pennsylvania's ball, and it's a fake quick kick. Bob Duber breaks through the line and chalks up a 34-yard gain as the third quarter ends with Penn leading 20-0. In the final quarter, Penn calls on Ray Dooney for a pass. The stocky fullback gets off a long aerial complete to John Bell, who's finally downed on the Columbia 7. And now, through the eyes of touchdowns, slow-motion camera, we see Penn's final touchdown. On fourth down, Bagnell is looking for a pass receiver, but they're all covered, so he starts to run. It looks as though he'll be trapped for a big loss. Suddenly, he stops and heaves diagonally across the field to the end zone. Alan Power takes it for the touchdown, and the score now stands Penn 27, Columbia nothing. Columbia comes back in the final minutes of the game. Tracy completes a pass to McLean. Again, it's Tracy pitching, McLean catching. Another Columbia advance. This Columbia pass play pays off as Tracy rifles one into the outstretched arms of Paul Vidic, who speeds 56 yards for Columbia's lone tally as Penn wins 27-7. Ability to remain undefeated by beating Navy in a hard-fought contest. The Penn-Navy game is a colorful classic, and it's the sight of the midshipmen on the field that thrills the jam-packed stadium. In the first first quarter, Penn is on the move. Bob Duber passing. It's complete to Wetlaufer. Here's a heartbreaker. On fourth down, it's a fake jump pass. Now Ray Dooney lobs a pass intended for Lou Roberts in the end zone, but it slips off his fingers. Navy takes possession. From the halfback position, Bannerman picks up 3 yards. On fourth down, Navy is forced to kick. Duff Arnold gets the ball away. In a flash, Bagnell has it, and this brilliant Penn halfback zigzags his way and sprints 74 yards for the first score of the game, and Penn leads 7-0. Near the end of the first quarter, Navy bounces back. Bob Zastrow drops back to pass. It's complete to Larry Treadwell for a 14-yard gain. Navy switches to a ground attack. Vic Vine takes the pitch out from Zastrow and sweeps end all the way down to the Penn 21. Faking beautifully, Zastrow again passes, and again Treadwell is the receiver as the quarter comes to an end. With the ball on the 4-yard line, Navy tries a touchdown aerial. Zastrow runs to his right. He leaps high in the air and passes it into the end zone, but it's batted down by Reds Bagnell to stop this Navy touchdown drive. Near the end of the first half, Bagnell, behind good protection, is back to pass. On the receiving end is Horton, and the Quakers move toward the Navy goal. From the fullback spot, Ray Dooney cracks the midi forward wall for 5 yards. Here's a beautifully executed running pass. Bagnell pitches out to Horton, and the ball is on the Navy 13-yard line. Penn's air attack is clicking on all fours today as Bagnell completes one to Lou Roberts in the open. And when the middies finally knock him out of bounds, he's on the 3-yard line. Through the eyes of the touchdown slow-motion camera, Ray Dooney blasts his way over to make the score Penn 14, Navy nothing. As the first half ends, Navy electrifies the crowd with this play. Mike Sorrentino drops back deep to pass. It's a screen pass to Duff Arnold. Look at the blockers out in front of him. For a moment, it looks as if he may go all the way, but he stopped after making a 24-yard gain, and the halftime score reads Pennsylvania 14, Navy nothing. In the third quarter, Navy fights to stay in the game and gambles. From his own end zone, Zastrow drets off a pass, and it's intercepted by Bobby Topchick, who steps out of bounds on the Navy 23. The Quakers go to work. Bob Duber goes back to pass. His receivers are covered, so he speeds through the midi defenders on a brilliant run all the way down to the Navy 8. Pile driving fullback, Ray Dooney cracks the Navy line, and the ball is on the 2-yard marker. The Quakers again call on co-captain Ray Dooney. The middies rally to stop him just inches short of the goal. This time, Dooney makes it as he battles his way over, and Penn takes a commanding lead, 21-0. Later in the period, Penn's Ray Dooney gets off a 48-yard quick kick. Art Sundry takes it, and from this point, the middies start to roll. On a crossbuck, Duff Arnold finds a big hole off the left side of his line, and he makes a 9-yard gain. Navy continues their ground attack as Arnold racks up another gain for the middies as the third quarter ends. With the ball on the 7-yard line, Sorrentino hands it to Purvis. He's finally nailed 1 yard short of the goal. On a quarterback sneak, Sorrentino goes over for the only Navy score of the game. It makes it Penn 21, Navy 7. Now Penn starts a 55-yard march to the goal. Duber goes off tackle for 6 yards. On a reverse, Bill Rhodes adds 10 yards. Dooney gets the call this time, and he fights his way to the Navy 35 to set up Penn's final scoring play. On 4th down, Bob Duber starts to his left. He gets off a perfectly timed aerial to Bill Rhodes, who's in the clear. And it's touchdown Penn as the Quakers remain undefeated and chalk up their 4th straight win by defeating Navy 28-7. And now, timeout. Philadelphia, where Pittsburgh's Panthers knocked Pennsylvania from the unbeaten ranks 22-21. In the first quarter, the Pittsburgh Panthers are on the move. DePasca, on a half-spinner, breaks into the Penn secondary for an 8-yard gain. Pittsburgh goes to the air. Given excellent protection, Ciccone pitches a perfect strike to Sumter, and the play is good for 15 yards. Watch the scoring play. Ciccone is the passer. He gets it away. It's taken by Jimmy Joe Robinson on the Penn 22 to complete a 48-yard touchdown as Pittsburgh goes out in front 6-0. In the second period, Robinson runs to his left, stops, and gets off a long pass to DeRosa, and the ball is on the Quaker 31-yard line. On a well-executed reverse, Pittsburgh continues to eat up yardage. Robinson rounds end on a 9-yard gain to the Penn 20. Now for the play that set up Pittsburgh's second touchdown. In slow motion, Ciccone fakes a pass and then lets it go. In the end zone, DeFonso makes a dive for it. Interference is ruled, and it's Pitt's ball on the Penn 1-yard line. On sheer power, Campbell rams over for the touchdown to make it Pitt 13, Penn nothing. Now the Quakers start an 80-yard drive for a tally. Dooney cracks the Pitt line for 17 yards. Penn takes to the air. Bagnell pitches out to Lou Roberts. A neat sidestep, and the big Pennsylvania end charges down to the 30-yard line before he's knocked out of bounds. Here in slow motion, Penn calls on Reds Bagnell again. Down the middle the pass goes, complete to Horton, and they pile him up, including the referee, on the 9-yard line. On the next play, Dooney goes over left guard, and once in the clear, he's touchdown bound. Score now, Pitt 13, Penn 7. After the kickoff, Pittsburgh is forced to kick. Abram gets it away. Reds Bagnell takes it on the 26, and watch this Quaker back thread his way upfield for 24 yards. Pennsylvania explodes. Bagnell is the passer, and he lobs a perfectly timed aerial into the outstretched arms of Bill Rhodes, who steps off the remaining 20 yards to the goal as Pennsylvania goes out in front in this thrill-packed game. Halftime score, Penn 14, Pitt 13. In the third quarter, as a result of a pass interception, Penn moves in for their third touchdown. Bagnell drops back to pass. It's a flat one to the quarterback, Horton, and aided by timely blocking, he gets to the Pittsburgh 17. With the ball now resting on the Pittsburgh 8, Penn employs a deceptive running pass. Bagnell heaves to Horton, and the Penn quarterback is stopped inches short of a touchdown. On the next play, the Quakers refuse to be stopped. Dooney charges into the line and over to score. Penn leads 21-13. Pittsburgh comes right back. Ciccone is the passer, and it's a perfect peg to Earl Sumter, who's down on the Quaker 4. 2 plays later, Carl DePasqua hurdles into the line, and when they untangle the mass of players, it's Penn 21, Pittsburgh 20. With 6 minutes left to play, Penn kicks. On the receiving end of the punt is Pittsburgh's captain, Ciccone. And watch this big boy reel off a dazzling 51-yard punt return. Note the blocking. When they finally nail him, the ball is on the Penn 29. We're in the final minutes of the game, and this looks like the winning touchdown for the Panthers, but offsides is detected and the play is recalled. After the penalty, Pittsburgh heads for the Quaker goal again. DePasqua blasts into the line. Trapped, he laterals to Earl Sumter, and the Quakers stop him short of a touchdown and take possession. With 55 seconds left to play, Penn attempts to run the ball out. Dooney is stopped in the end zone for what appears to be a safety, but the play is nullified by offsetting penalties. With only 35 seconds left, on the next play, Penn attempts to kick out of danger. The whole pit line, spearheaded by Barkowski, moves in to block the kick. An automatic safety, and Pittsburgh wins a real thriller, 22-21. The Army band swings onto the field to lead the entire corps of cadets who are here to cheer their great team on. Army, rated 3 touchdowns better than the Quakers, boast an undefeated record, including a great victory over Michigan, in which the cadets snapped the Wolverines' long winning streak. Army takes the field. Coach Red Blake confers with the officials. Glenn Davis, former Army All-America. Now let's look in on the action in the first quarter. Penn's ball, Dooney fakes a jump pass. Runs and laterals to Bagnell. Nice block by the head linesman, wasn't it? Penn in single wing left. Bob Duber starts around end, but he passes. It's complete to Warren Horton for 15 yards and a first down. Second quarter now, and Penn is still moving. Bagnell passes to Harry Wetlaufer for 16 more on the Army 34. In the tailback spot is Bagnell. He's cutting back over guard for 3 yards to the 21. Reds Bagnell is back. He runs to his right. It's a pass. Horton has it, and he's knocked out of bounds on the 6-yard line. Now Duber from the tailback goes off tackle. He's down to Army's 1. Can the Quakers score first? Bob Duber takes the pigskin and he pile drives into the line. He's over, and Penn leads 6-0. Now for the try for the point. Egox will attempt the kick. It's wide of the mark, so the score is still Penn 6, Army nothing. Now Penn's Bob Graham kicks off. It's a low bounding kick taken by Schultz, and he gets back 21 yards to the Penn 36. At quarterback is Galiffa. Stevenson gets the ball, and he's through tackle for 9 yards. Now Galiffa drops back to pass. He's rushed, but gets it away, complete to Fulberg, a lateral to Fixer, and cadets pick up 17 yards on that one. Look at Kane streak through the line. Army is really rolling toward that Penn goal. The ball is on the Penn 22. Galiffa is going to pass. He can't, and he's running for 6 yards to the 16. T formation. Kane bolts through a quick opener, and he fights to the 6. It's Galiffa trying to pass again, but Penn's line swarms in, so he runs again. Penn snows him under on the 4. Galiffa barks out the play. Kane gets it. He's going wide, almost tackled, but he's over for an Army score. Let's see that play again from behind the goal. Here it is. The Cadets score and kick the point to lead 7-6. Now it's late in the second quarter. Bagnell is passing. Whitloffer has it, and the Quakers are rebounding. Single wing left this time. Bagnell back. He's passing again, and Whitloffer snares it. He's down on the Army 12. Time is running out in this first half. Bagnell is going to try another pass. There it goes. Whitloffer has it on the 1, and there's 10 seconds left. Penn tries to call time, but the clock runs out. At the half, it's Army 7, Penn 6, as the Penn band holds forth. Now in the third quarter, Army Stevenson has the ball. What a play! He racks up 14 yards. Looks as if the Cadets are going places. Galiffa fading to pass. No receivers open, so he's running the ball again, and it's a gain of 6 yards for Army. Army's ball on Penn's 25. Galiffa fakes beautifully. Jack Martin comes around to take it. Look at the blocking. He picks up 9 more yards. What'll it be this time? Stevenson gets the ball, slides off to the left side of his line, and this Army back is playing a great game as he gets to the 6. Now it's fourth down on Penn's 2. Stevenson goes over to make it 13-6 Army. Now for the point after the score. Jack Bagnell will try the conversion. It's good. Army 14, Penn 6. Fourth quarter, Penn's ball on the Army 36. Bagnell is passing. It's complete to Whitloffer. What a catch for a 14-yard gain. Single wing right. Bagnell moving. It's another pass. Whitloffer has it, and this Penn end is sensational. The ball is on the 9-yard line. Reds Bagnell is looking for a receiver. Horton takes it for a Penn touchdown. Score, Army 14, Penn 13. Minutes later, Penn is moving again. Duber fakes a pass, and look at him go down the sidelines to the Army 10. Penn is trying for a field goal. Egox will kick. It's blocked as Penn comes within an ace of upsetting Army. What a game as Army wins a close one over a great Penn team, 14-13.
Captain Reds Bagnell leads his Pennsylvania squad onto the field. Over 40,000 fans turned out to see Pennsylvania inaugurate its 74th gridiron season. Virginia's co-captains Bob Ware and Johnny Pappett meet with Pennsylvania's Captain Reds Bagnell for the toss of the coin. The third quarter finds Pennsylvania on the move. Reds Bagnell fires one to Dave Colson on the 27-yard line, and this 190-pound quarterback goes down to the Virginia 44 before he's knocked out of bounds. It's 1st and 10 to go for the Quakers as they line up. Bagnell takes the ball again, fades to pass. There it goes, and Tommy Hanlon snares it on the 5 and goes into the end zone for Pennsylvania's first score. The extra point was good, so it's all tied 7-7. Now for the final scoring play of the game. The ball goes to Bagnell, who fades the pass. He's rushed, but keeps away from tacklers long enough to get it away. It's a long one downfield. The Cavalier defenders tip it in the air. Johnny Moses gathers it in and goes all the way for the score. The conversion was good. The final score, Pennsylvania 21, Virginia 7. And now, early in the fourth quarter, the fighting team of Pennsylvania strikes back. Reds Bagnell goes up the middle for 7. Watch in slow motion as Pennsylvania's Reds Bagnell fakes a pass, then tucks the ball under his arm and totes it all the way to a touchdown. Agot's kick is good this time, and the Quakers are back in the game. The ball is snapped to Captain Reds Bagnell. He swings wide to the right. Out steps two would-be tacklers and picks up 12 yards and a Quaker first down. Penn lines up in single wing left. Bagnell starts to run. He stops and shoots a spot pass to Warren Horton, who shakes a tackler and goes to the Dartmouth 18-yard line for another Quaker first down. Coach George Munger's boys are raring to go. Bagnell looks for a receiver and can't find one, so he elects to run, and run he does, as it's Bagnell all the way for Penn's first score. The extra point was good, and Penn takes the lead, 7-6. Are in high gear now. That man Bagnell has the ball again, and he sweeps the right side of his line for 11 yards and another Pennsylvania first down. Bagnell carrying, and he crashes over for his second touchdown as Pennsylvania leads 14-6 over the Dartmouth Indians on the running and passing of Captain Reds Bagnell. Bagnell takes the pass from center. He cuts through the line, reverses his field, and he's on his way for a 64-yard touchdown run to cap one of the greatest individual performances ever witnessed as he leads his Pennsylvania team to a 42-26 victory over Dartmouth.
Continuing highlights of the 1950 season, Penn against Columbia at Franklin Field. Penn 40, number 44 Bagnell throws to Warren Horton in the left flat on the 4-9 play, good for 10 yards. Al Corbo, number 34, a fake buck lateral goes off the weak side, following number 75 Prudente's block. On a 4-9 right, Reds pump fakes the pass and runs up the middle from the Columbia 16 down to the 8-yard line. From the Columbia 3, Corbo follows a buck up the middle on the weak side for a touchdown. Corbo had 9 touchdowns in 1950. From right formation, Corbo hands off to Horton on a buck lateral, and sophomore number 12, Billy Duber, runs left following Bagnell with strong running. Down from the 22-yard line to the 36. From the Penn 35, a drop back, and Rhodes, number 15, takes the deep pass and goes from the Penn 35 to the Columbia 25. Scramble on the ball after recovering at the Columbia 1-yard line. Corbo goes over for the touchdown on a 1-4 buck following Horton into the end zone. Down on the Columbia 4-yard line, Corbo goes up the middle behind Horton to the 1-yard line. Tough yardage down here. With Corbo flank left, Bagnell goes up the middle behind Horton to score. It's now 20-0, Pennsylvania over Columbia. On a 49X, Billy Duber, number 12, goes over the middle, and Bagnell hits him for 18 yards down to the Columbia 40. Bagnell off right tackle for 8 yards. It looks like a busted play. Sometimes they work the best. From the Columbia 32, Bagnell on a 4-9 hits Bill Rhodes on the 12-yard line, and he goes in for a touchdown. Bagnell had 7 touchdowns in 1950 and only 4 interceptions. From the Penn 40 on 4th down, Columbia fakes a punt and throws to Hauser. The fullback is wide open and gets to the Penn 15. Columbia runs the counter play, but McGinley, number 73, stops it. Good defensive play. The Columbia quarterback Tracy attempts to pass to Bowman, to right end. The ball is batted into the end zone by Ward, and Roberts makes the interception. Final score, Pennsylvania 34, Columbia nothing. The Naval Academy midshipmen love to come to Philadelphia, but not necessarily Franklin Field. From the Penn 40, Bagnell zeroes in on number 22, Warren Horton, down the middle in a 7-6 pass. Horton now makes some moves and outruns the Navy defense for 60 yards and a touchdown. Penn gets on the scoreboard early. A 7-6 pass to Jack Moses from the Penn 36 is good for 9 yards. Good second effort by Moses, and a late hit by the Navy, and that's the reason that Penn's rolling. From right formation, the famous Penn 4-7 reverse. Bagnell to Adams, number 11, who follows Jack Krimmel, number 64, and Horton, number 23, to the weak side for a 40-yard gain and a touchdown. Avey with the ball. Quarterback Zastro goes left and hits his halfback for a 20-yard gain before McGinley and Rhodes bring him down. Zastro on a fake counter to Hoff, drops back and throws to Carson, who's tackled by Rhodes after a 15-yard advance. Zastro hands off to fullback Brady, who goes up the middle for 5 yards. Zastro hands off to left halfback Hoff, who goes off left tackle. Good blocking, and Navy gets their first score. Zastro fakes a handoff and drops back to pass. He eludes Don Goldstrom. Ed Wiry gets blocked, and Zastro runs for 20 yards before he's hit by number 41 Jaffers. And he's brought down, by the way, on the Penn 33. Zastro drops deep and tosses a screen pass to his fullback Franco. A short gain. Lou Roberts makes a good stop. Zastro hands off to right halfback Powers, who goes left to the Penn 7. He's knocked out of bounds by Alan Powers. Zastro hands off to left halfback Hoff, straight ahead to the Penn 3-yard line. He's gang tackled by the entire Pennsylvania line. On fourth down at the Penn 1, Zastro hands off to halfback Powers, who goes over the top, but Lou Roberts' great hit stops him for no gain. Big time hit, and Penn takes over. From left formation, Adams hands to Bagnell on a fake 4-7 pass. He hits Jack Moses, number 89, who goes for 35 yards to the Navy 15. He's finally tackled by Hoff. From left formation, Bagnell on a 7-6 pass. He fakes to Moses, breaks down and hits Herb Agos, number 82, on a hook pass. Agos breaks 2 tackles and goes for a touchdown. Zastro throws to right end Treadwell. Good for 20 yards to the Penn 39. He's tackled there by Rhodes, number 15. Zastro to Powers, the running back. No gain. Bobby Zastro drops to pass and throws to Brady in the flat on the Pennsylvania 30. But number 81, sophomore Eddie Bell, intercepts, and he's off to the races. Good run back here, 70 yards and a touchdown. What a play. Final, Pennsylvania 30, Navy 7. Always a sellout and always a great game. Pennsylvania Army. Both teams are out early from the locker rooms. A roar of 70,000 plus. Here comes Pennsylvania on the field. now the Army team. Legendary coach, of course, is Coach Red Blake. The Army team, loaded with talent and an extremely deep college football team. There's the coach, a great coach, with 70,000 plus at Franklin Field. Bob Blake, the coach's son, fakes a handoff to Al Pollard and gives to Fischel, going left, and gives a pass to Hank Fulberg, 10 yards, finally tackled by Roberts on the Pennsylvania 18. Blake to Fischel. He cuts back inside Rhodes, number 15, and goes for 15 yards before being tackled by Jerry McGinley, number 73, at the Pennsylvania 1. Blake to his fullback, Al Pollard, who goes in from the 1 for the Army touchdown. Penn's ball from left formation. Corbo, number 34, goes up the middle for 4 tough yards. From ground level in right formation, Adams, number 11, runs 4-2 off tackle to put Pennsylvania in scoring position. From the Army 1 in left formation, Carbo follows Holton, number 22, into the end zone, and Pennsylvania's on the board. At the end of the first half, the score is Army 7, Pennsylvania 6. Blake hands off to Stevenson to start the second half. 6 yards off left tackle, tripped up by Jeffries, and Roberts, number 87. Right halfback Martin motions to the left. Blake tosses to the fullback Stevenson, going outside to the Penn 6. McGinley forced him out. Blake fakes to left halfback Pollard, going right on a sweep, drops back, and hits Fulberg in the end zone for a touchdown. On a 9-5 pass, Reds Bagnell drops back to throw and is blindsided by Kimmel, the Army right tackle. Army's putting on the heat. On 4th down, Harry Warren, number 33, punts to Army safety Gil Wright, who returns the punt for 18 yards to the Penn 43. He's forced out of bounds by Eddie Bell, number 81. With right halfback Martin in motion, Blake hands off to Gene Filipski. Straight ahead for 6 yards, stopped by Rhodes and Roberts. From ground level, Blake hands off to halfback Filipski again, running off tackle to the right. Some great running, 35 yards for the touchdown. 21-13 Army. Number 44, Reds Bagnell, fakes the 7-6 pass and goes up the middle for 7 yards. From left formation, Bagnell fakes to pass the ball and goes to Carbo up the middle for another 5 yards. From the Army 10, Bagnell goes right to the 1-yard line. Good blocks by Carbo, and Bell spring Reds into the end zone for the score. Warren punts to Gil Reich for Army. Agos misses the tackle, but Evans hits Reich after a short run back. Good coverage. From the Army 32, Blake hands off to Filipski, who goes off right tackle with the good blocking again. He goes 68 yards for the touchdown. Watch Filipski run. Army 28, Pennsylvania 13. From the right formation, Reds Bagnell fakes a 7-6 pass and goes up the middle. Great blocking by Greenwald, the center, opens a huge hole, and Reds goes to 12 yards. Desperation time for Pennsylvania. From left formation, Bagnell stands in against the big rush and hits Billy Duber, number 12. A long gainer, but Gil Wright makes the final tackle. Final score, 28-13. You can see Bernie Lemonick, the great Penn player, talking to the cadets after this big Army win. Next on the schedule, the Brown game, a 15-0 blowout. Early on, Brown has to punt. Lou Roberts fields the punt and gets some good blocking and excellent running and brings the punt back 38 yards. Bernie Lemonick's block nearly springs him for a touchdown. From the Brown 30, Bagnell, number 44, hits Horton in the flat from 49 for 22 yards and a first down on the Brown 8. From the Brown 3 in right formation, Bagnell runs 4-2 off tackle behind Trudente, number 75's block, and Horton, number 22. He goes in for 6 points. Brown's quarterback, Pastuzak, passes from the Brown 25. Harry Warren intercepts for Pennsylvania and returns the ball to the Brown 15. On first down, 4-9 right. Bagnell passes to Horton on the 5, and he goes in for the touchdown. Good play. From left formation, Bagnell runs 4-3, trap inside. Bob Evans, number 55, gets the block for him, and he goes 8 yards. From the Brown 22, pins in right formation. Bagnell hands off to Horton, number 22, on a buck lateral, who tosses to Corbo, who goes the distance for the touchdown. Most everyone is happy at Franklin Field. Pennsylvania with a big lead, and the band goes crazy. Penn kicks off to Brown to start the second half. The ball is not covered by Brown, and Pennsylvania recovers deep in Brown territory. From the 18, Penn moves to the Brown 1, and from left formation, Corbo hits the short side behind Horton for a touchdown. Tough inside runner here. Number 11, Glenn Adams, is now at tailback. He throws deep to Bill Rhodes on a 9-5, good for 60 yards and another touchdown. Score 34-0, Penn over Brown. From left formation, Jerry Cook, the senior, hands off to Billy Duber, number 12, on a 4-7. Colson gets a good block, 17 yards on real hard running by Duber. Jerry Cook's at tailback. He runs a 4-3 trap. Good block by John Cannon, and there's a touchdown on the board for Pennsylvania. On the last play of the game, Brown connects on a long pass to midfield as the gun sounds. Pennsylvania 50, Brown nothing. Assistant coach Joe Paterno was not a happy camper this day.
Together for the 14th annual Robert Maxwell Award to honor 1950's outstanding college football player. He's Francis Reds Bagnell, University of Pennsylvania's fiery halfback, who rose from team waterboy to captain of the 1950 Quaker 11. To say this is my outstanding moment is a great understatement, he said. I could not have had a moment of success without my teammates' help. With this award, Red takes his place with the Maxwell winners of the past. Army's Doc Blanchard, Doak Walker of SMU, Texas Christian's Mighty Mike Davy O'Brien, Michigan's Tommy Harmon, and last year's winner, Leon Hart of Notre Dame. Yes, Reds Bagnell deservingly takes his place in the Maxwell Gallery of Gridiron Greats. As captain of the Penn squad, Red sparked his team not only with his leadership, but with his outstanding field performances. Here in the Brown game, Bagnell's pinpoint passing aided materially in the Quakers' 50-0 victory. Against the Wisconsin Badgers, Bagnell finds his pass receivers covered, cuts to his right and into the Wisconsin secondary to rack up 15 yards. His backfield faking and razzle-dazzle befuddled opposing linemen throughout the season. But it was in the Dartmouth game that Reds enjoyed his greatest day. For in this game, he threw 14 consecutive pass completions, ran and passed for a total of 490 yards, and established 2 new intercollegiate records for individual performance. As president of the Maxwell Club, National League Football Commissioner Bert Bell presented the award, saying, "In my opinion, Bagnell is the greatest Penn captain of all time." While Coach George Munger, the Quakers grid meter, compared Reds to such greats in the past as Bob Odell and Chuck Bednarik. With these words of praise, we too wish to add our heartiest congratulations to 1950's Maxwell Award winner as the Outstanding College Football Player of the Year, Francis Reds Bagnell.